The Twickenham Stoop, southwest London, home of Harlequins Ladies. It is the last round of the league proper in the Tyrrells Premier 15s, and the visitors this afternoon are Gloucester-Hartpury. Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to a sun-drenched Stoop. Delighted to be here alongside Heather Fisher, and well, this is the game changer. Great to have your company wherever you're tuning in, and well, the mission of today is to have a record crowd for a club game, and we are well on our way there. I'm very pleased to report. Heather Fisher, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. We know that the top four are secure.
Yes.
Gloucester-Hartpury 6 points off Wasps in 5th place, but an awful lot to play for. Harlequins needing that momentum going into the playoffs. And well, Gloucester-Hartpury wanting to not roll over here and put up a decent fight.
Yeah, for me, Gloucester-Hartpury are really going to come out of a fight. They really want to finish on top this season, so that'd be a great win for them. And as for Harlequins, as you said, they're just getting momentum every week they play. And now they've got the internationals back from Six Nations. It's going to be quite a great day for rugby, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can see plenty of girls here. 300 under-13s on one of the fields next to the Stoop here this morning. Plenty of people milling in. Karen Finley's also brought the police down. She's brought some of her police mates here, seeing them outside, the horses. If you're in the area and you want to run down and join us, then make sure you do come in. It's going to be a brilliant celebration of the women's game, and that's important, isn't it?
Because it's really important. You need it for the women's game moving forward. It's really great to see on a Saturday afternoon. You're filling a stadium for women's rugby. It's absolutely brilliant. It doesn't get better than it, and the sun's out, so it's great. Yeah,
plenty to enjoy. You've even got your shades on. I'm feeling jealous of that. Okay, well, we're edging ever closer towards kick-off, so let's see how the coaches are feeling. I understand Nathan Middleton is catching up with Karen Finley.
Thank you, Nick. Pitchside here with Harlequins Ladies joint head coach Karen Finley. Karen, the crowd's just coming in, beginning to fill up. The game changes this afternoon. How much are you looking forward to today?
Oh, I mean, we're just so excited about playing here today. I mean, you can see the weather is just made for it. Fantastic playing surface, and there's like close to 5,000 tickets and people coming in to see the women's game today. So, just so excited.
It's such a big event for the club and the sport as well, and for Harlequins driving, we've already got this domestic ticket sales record.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know, just a celebration of everything, and it must be kind of great for you and the club to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's hugely important. It's probably indicative and reflective of how committed Harlequins are to growing sport, women's sport in particular. It's probably a demonstration of just how progressive their attitude is, and the fact that we've had 300 girls training here this morning pre this event, so they can come then in and see their role models playing in the game is just a fantastic opportunity for everybody.
And talk about obviously the playoff semi-finals. This is a game you're going to want to take some momentum into that. So a win today and a good win is important for your side.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great win, and we're focused on doing the job first and foremost here today. We're going to have to play really well to deal with Gloucester, but it's a perfect game for us leading into that semi-final, which against Loughborough, hopefully at home again, will just be another fantastic occasion for women's rugby.
Karen, thank you very much for your time. Let's get a word from Susie Appleby. Nick Heath is with her pitch side.
Well, yes, thanks, Nathan. Here with Susie. And Susie, a huge day for women's rugby here. We hear from Karen, obviously, about how excited they are as an occasion. But as opponents, you must be enjoying being a little bit a part of history too.
Oh, absolutely. Quins have done an amazing job just looking around. You know, the place is buzzing. There's loads of people here. There's loads of junior girls here, which is the main thing. And hopefully we're going to put, the sun shining. That's a big important thing. And hopefully we're going to put a really decent game of rugby on for them all to enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got plenty of experience in that 9 and 10 combination. What do you want to see from your side this afternoon?
Well, we're effectively playing for nothing, but you never play for nothing. We're playing for pride. We're playing to put some things right that went wrong last week, and more importantly, to set our stall out for next season. There's lots of young players in there. There's a couple being given an opportunity, so everyone's to play for. We're one of the best attacking sides in the league. Fact, we're scoring lots of tries. Let's tighten up our defence a bit, okay, and make everything a bit surer around the breakdown, and then we should have a nice day out.
Yeah, and just a quick word on the Tyrrells Premier 15 season as a whole. I mean, we're just coming to the end of year 2, but what a competition it's proving to be.
Yeah, it really is. You saw Worcester win their first game last week. At the top, it was kind of a 2-horse race for a while, with Loughborough and Sarries pulling away, but Loughborough dropped off, and that's the nature of the league and the women's league at the moment. The challenge is to get your 60 players firing, as many as possible that can compete in that first 15 shirt, because that's how many it takes, to be at the top of the league. So that's where we're all gunning for. Sarries and Quins are kind of leading the way, but we're all trying to kind of keep up and challenge for that.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to seeing how you guys will challenge at Harlequins this afternoon. And well, we're nearly ready to get underway. Let's head up to commentary with Nathan Middleton and Heather Fisher.
Thank you very much, Nick. Yes, welcome to your commentary team, Nathan Middleton and Heather Fisher, with you here at the Twickenham Stoop this afternoon.
And what a fantastic day. Sun is shining here in southwest London. Lots of activities on the pitch at half-time, pre-game and also full-time. A celebration of women's sport, a celebration of women's rugby. Let's have a look at the league table heading into this final round of games. Saracens have already confirmed their home semi-final place. Harlequins Ladies, well, it's going to need an incredible swoop of points and difference for Loughborough, likely to catch them for a home semi-final. But that top four already confirmed. A full fixture list today here across Saturday. The 30th of March will bring you all the fixtures and results as we get them. Here's the Harlequins team news for you. Second place, of course, 3 changes. 3 of England's Grand Slam winners coming in. Abby Scott and Vicky Cornbury in the pack, with the 2019 winning Six Nations top try scorer Jess Breach added to the wing. And a team that scored over 70 points last week over Darlington Meriden Park Sharks. Bar that incredible point swing, a home semi-final pretty much confirmed for a Quins side who have not lost a home match in this competition since December 2017. Here is Gloucester-Hartpury, no wins in the last 3 games. The big news for them, they're without the league's top try scorer. Kelly Smith ruled out through injury. Beth Randall replaces her. Elle Febvre comes in at lock. An 18-year-old second row. Iona and Twist as the 2 teams come out. There's actually 1 late change as well in the back row. Georgia Brock has been ruled out, blindside flanker. Bethan Lewis moved to 6, Sean Williams to 7, and Charlotte Foe in at number 8. Here are the replacements for the 2 sides. Quins firepower from the bench. Bethany Willock, who scored a hat-trick last week. Chloe Edwards scored twice against Gloucester-Hartpury in this youthful Cherry and White's experienced bench. Everyone on it, 23 or under. As we welcome Harlequins Ladies to the pitch in this record domestic crowd for a women's fixture. England centre Rachel Burford leading the team out. Mascots with all the players. A real celebration and occasion down here in the sunshine in southwest London. Fantastic atmosphere around here at the Twickenham Stoop. Building up to this game, we were of course hoping for possibly a top 4 shootout. Gloucester-Hartpury's loss at home to Wasps last weekend, meaning that the North London club have already confirmed their place in Wasps. Pre-match photos going through, the mascots and the players, and then we're ready for kick-off. And World Cup winner Heather Fisher alongside me for commentary. And Heather, compared to when you started playing 15s, this occasion, the ground is still filling up, people getting to their seats, having a few beers, having a bit of food. This is a fantastic day for women's rugby, isn't it?
Enjoy that. Absolutely brilliant day. To be able to have this as a female sport moving forward just shows how fast the sport is growing. So for the women's game and just general women in general, this just shows the momentum it's grown. It's absolutely amazing to see. I'm almost in awe of it.
Ball from Heather throughout the game. Mo Hunt, big smile on her face, ready to get us going. The England scrum half. Should be an intriguing battle at number 9 between herself and Leanne Riley. Both pretty much competing throughout the day and throughout the Six Nations for that number 9 shirt as we are underway at the Twickenham Stoop. The final round of the Tyrrells Premier 15s before the playoff semi-finals. Good early offload by Quins.
Back.
Riley, first touch of the ball, and a spill there by Harlequins. Just a knock on there, not quite seeing the ball. See the excitement around the crowd with families, kids all coming down here and enjoying the sunshine, hopefully enjoying some high-class rugby as well. These 2 top 5 in the league.
Crouch!
It's 38-24 to Quins in the reverse fixture, that back in round 1, all the way back in September. First scrum of the game, and it's a solid enough one from Gloucester-Hartpury. Driven round to the side by Charlotte Foe, that late replacement at number 8.
Come back.
Iona Antwis with the drive forward, well placed by the Cherry and Whites. Hunt down the blind side. Lewis takes it in.
Thank you, 12.
Here's Kerry Large, going to be so important for Natasha Hunt and Kerry Large to just control this very inexperienced looking backline. Here's Tatiana Hurd. Spoke about England battles at number 9, but herself and Rachel Burford at inside centre should be an intriguing one. First penalty of the game goes to Harlequins. The forwards over the ball there, winning that breakdown battle. And the 9-10, I know you're probably more used to forward work, Heather Fisher, but Leanne Riley, Natasha Hunt, and also Kerry Large and Ellie Green. That should be a really intriguing contest this afternoon.
Yeah, to be honest, the standard of the female game at the moment is so high between the 9-10s and the backs. It's going to be really interesting, but you've kind of got, Leanne Riley, who's on top of the game, really fast in the base, a bit of a whip it around the base, likes to cause chaos around that base, and she's got really good vision. Mohan obviously carries a valued lot of experience, so she'll know how to play the game obviously right. And what's really important, I think, for today moving forward is the relationship between the players. Obviously Natasha Hunt coming across from 7s to 15s and building that relationship with Kerry Large, as you said, and Tatiana from England. It's just really important that those foundations are laid very firmly right on at the very start of the game.
Line up for Quins, well taken in the middle. Good initial shot, but Gloucester-Hartpury responded well as Burford. Good flat pass, and Quins over the gate line inside the 22. Looping ball there as Shauna Brown takes it forward. Riley at the base looking for the ball, sniping. Here is Burford looking to work it through the hands down the far side. Quins on the attack. They're back for the penalty advantage. And this inside the 22, very kickable for Ellie Green on 111 points for the season, and she's going to try and add 3 more.
Yeah, it's definitely within kicking range here, isn't it? We're great to be able to have Harlequins straight on the board, straight on the scoreboard, 3 points, settle them down a little bit, but great distribution there. Rachel Burford, she's got great hands from Leanne Riley straight to the edge, and just great vision to see actually to use the whole width of the pitch. Really, really important that you kind of, you scan up and you have a look. What's in front of me? What defenders are in front of me? How you read the defender is so important. But yeah, it'd be great to see Harlequins get on the board on home soil.
Lining this kick up the. Got to remember, she's still just 18 years old, Ellie Green, starting that final against Saracens last year. And for a teenager, so such composure, playing number 10. First kick of the afternoon. Setting us up, long look at the posts. Just drawing the line in her mind. Pick up strike, the 2 assistant referees look at each other, but the flag stay down, so unsuccessful that time. The Harlequins 10, it remains Harlequins 0, Gloucester-Hartpury 0.
Backwards!
No Hunt for her England colleague Emily Scott. He's more of a replacement in the Six Nations. Sarah McKenna nailing down the 15 shirts as here come the heavy runners from Quins.
Step. Thank you.
Green. Helps the ball on. Sharon White so far very good in defence, coming up flat. There's the Australian lock, Chloe Butler taking it forward. Burford now as the pivot. Brown to try and throw the ball out the tackle there, but it's enough Gloucester-Hartpury hands to try and stop the ball from coming out. Leanne Riley with a attempted tap and go, but I think she possibly Heather Fisher knew what she was doing there.
That is like cheeky little nice stuff, isn't it? You just know they're going to do it as well. You just know. It's one of those annoying, frustrating things, but you use it to your advantage as a player, don't you? You play to the ref, as they say.
Kerry Large lines up this kick. Just about has the legs to get it to touch, and Gloucester-Hartpury will have their first line-up to Kelsey Jones, the Welsh hooker, to throw in, makes the way over there.
It's quite an even start, isn't it? It's pretty even. I've been quite impressed with Gloucester-Hartpury. They're quite physical. They're getting off the line. They're coming up. They're defending really, really well. They're making that breakdown really chaotic.
Right to the back, and it's good off the top ball. Here is Large looking for runners inside. One of those is Charlotte Foe, the 20-year-old, brought down. Hunt keeps momentum going. Large to the far side. Here's Millie Wood out to that far wing. And Bethany Randall, sister of Harry Randall, Bristol, is moved into touch. Big shoes to fill from Kelly Smith. The league's top try scorer with 24. Superb season for the England winger, but Bethany Randall scored on her debut earlier this season, and she'll try and do it the 19-year-old.
Who's at 9? on then. Come up to me.
Thank you there. Quins, who won 13 of the last 14 Premier 15s games. Good short line out there.
Not straight.
Referee
Charles.
Charles.
The outside arm.
Gaither is just calling them back.
Scrum or line out.
Reset that one.
Scrum scored.
Still 1 or 2 making their way to the seats here at the Twickenham Stoop.
So clear of contact.
But this main stand here is looking fantastic. So they've already broken the domestic sales, the attendance record of 4,542 last season against Richmond by yesterday. 4,567 will of course bring you confirmation of the final official attendance. But those coming in, still tickets available on the gate as well for those wanting to come down. Right off the back of the scrum as Tatiana here takes crash ball.
Come this way, thank you.
2 inside centres meet should be a really intriguing challenge as driven forward now by Antwitz. Hug, quick ball for Large, looking to try and use it through Millie Wood. Over the top for Underwood. That is Emily Underwood is in the front row. Hug looking for the ball. Gloucester-Hartpury with the penalty. I'd say Quins are favourites coming into the game, and it's been a really bright start, particularly the breakdown from Gloucester-Hartpury head official.
Yeah, if you think about this one, Nathan, Harlequins are at home soil, they're on the ground, they're training every week in, week out, they've got the friends, family. That's going to be a pressure for them, and some will see it as an opportunity to kind of rise to the game, some are going to feel a bit nervous. So it's probably going to take the first 20 minutes to settle into the game. But a really impressive start by Gloucester-Hartpury, and I reckon they could be on the score sheet first.
Predictions from head official. Let's see what they can work from this line. That one tipped on, it's to the back, bit of a mess. Quins look as if they're going to bounce on it. Referee spotted an infringement. First one was from a red hand, so it'll be scrum down. Quins ball.
Stay to the left for me.
This line out here coming in just to the back, just not quite getting hold of that one. And first knock on from a red hand.
Bind. Set.
Good shot from Gloucester-Hartpury, pushing them back, but it's picked up by Scotland's Jade Conkle at the back. She's done really well there, the Scotland number 8, to just make good metres from a scrum going backwards.
6 out.
Forwards drive again, this time through the American Christine Sommer as Green under a bit of pressure, had to rush that kick, and it's been a really bright start from Susie Appleby's side as we look at this scrum, Helen Fisher, and it's a really good drive from Gloucester-Hartpury.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic scrum. I was kind of thinking, going to this game, Gloucester-Hartpury probably on top slightly in terms of weight, but it's really evenly matched, but they really are driving they're really driving Harlequins back.
Here comes then Kelsey Jones, this time accurate with the throw. Large, looking for runners, one of those is Tatiana Hurd. Got through a lot of crash ball already, the centre, as Quins come through. Shauna Brown with a brilliant steal on the ruck. Now what can Quins produce here? Cornborough running forward, 2 front rows on the outside for Quins there. Almost judo throw by Natasha Hunt, who's just getting up a bit groggily from that challenge. Stays down on one knee, as play continues, and Quins have themselves another penalty. Shauna Brown as a flanker in 15s, Heather. Some superb work, just stayed on her feet and rolled backwards and presented it.
Yeah, for me, she's a great player. I think, she's come across from throwing, is it? Hammer throwing? I think she's transferred into sport so well. For me, she's so dynamic, she's different, she kind of looks the bigger picture, she scans, and she really goes forward into a breakdown. And in terms of, the tackle jackal area, it's just spot on. It's what you want your back row to do. You want that ball back, that mentality of get the ball back, not just defend to make a tackle. You want that ball back, you can't play about it, and possession is absolutely key.
Here is Natasha Hunt as we look on her tackle on Vicky Corn. Just managed to scratch her shirt there and brought it down, and it's a bit perhaps winded. Natasha Hunt just trying to get air into her lungs.
They are the worst. When you're winded, you feel such a baby, but it is so hard, isn't it? You just can't breathe.
Warm round of applause to the England scrum half, who I think it is just a case of being winded, just trying to take some air into her, but as we look at it from a slightly different angle, and you can
take a step back.
The knock she got with Vicky Cornborough and a HIA for
Red 7, hands in the
HIA,
ruck.
we've had confirmed for Natasha Hunt.
This could be a slight change now in the first half for Gloucester-Hartpury. You know, it's really important that as a bench player, you're just as prepared as a starting player, because you never know when you might be needed. So it's really important now that the replacement number 9 for Gloucester-Hartpury really is switched on and just does the job as needed, as required, just like Natasha Hunt just did.
Let's have a confirmation, see if she returns. India Babelion, the Welsh international, on for Natasha Hunt. Quins with the line-outs, with it towards the back, and we were right behind that in our commentary position. And unfortunately,
option.
Dagonia Caplin's throw not straight. Scrum to Gloucester-Hartpury, so 10 minutes of the game gone. Still 0-0, but it's been an intriguing opening 10 minutes from the two sides.
Crouch.
39-12 winners here, Gloucester-Hartpury. Sorry, Harlequins against Gloucester-Hartpury. However, the Cherry and Whites did win 30 points to 40 points to 36 in the other fixture, so good step there by Ellie Underwood.
Midfield, wait. Thank you.
It's a feature of Gloucester-Hartpury's play that they like to run the ball. Susie Appleby is open, expansive, really backs the back line to produce the goods. And in fact, their back line has got 71 strides. Tatiana Hurd throws a slightly loose pass. There was a Quins hand in there. Advantage
Gloucester
on the play. 3 hits if they can produce something here.
Coming back. Just a knock on.
So just not quite clicking at the moment for the backline. He's got so much talent in it, Heather, with the likes of Tatiana, Millie Wood, you'll know from Sevens, Duffy Howe, the Welsh international as well. So there's a lot of talent in our backline.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of talent. It's about how each individual can kind of come into their own, give what they give, and work as a whole backline, as you said. You can see the idea of what they're trying to do. The ball over the top was on, but again, it's just getting that depth right and the realignment of the kind of retrieving players. But you can see what they're trying to do. And there's a difference between execution and then having the right idea. So that's the right idea, it's just poor execution, but I'm sure they'll hopefully find their feet.
So on the left, 2 on the right for Gloucester-Hartpury. They go left, large, 2, Hurd, head down, running straight towards Khadija Kamara, the French outside centre. Large again with her hands on the ball. Gloucester-Hartpury just forcing it again. And Quins have the ball.
No, you're taking it out from the wrong side. First offence is a knock-on. Might want to go back round. That's going to be in the middle.
Just getting word from the bench that Gloucester-Hartpury's Connie Powell's just arrived in the ground, so they'll make her way on the bench, and then she'll also go through a few warm-up routines as well. There was some quite heavy traffic around the M25, and of course with towards 5,000 inside this ground, then one or two problems getting in, but perhaps that is the key for a few Gloucester-Hartpury players to make their way down the touchline and do a warm-up. And backwards again, the Quins scrum, and Conkle gets it out to Riley and helps it on. Quins down the blind side. Look at this time for Riley coming forward. Acting again as England scrum half. Green looks to try and help it on. Hurd very nearly read it. Cornbert as well, out to Burford. Big handoff from the England centre. Great strength. Working her way through tackles. Green with Conkle and Breach outside, and the ball ricochets up, and Abby Scott does brilliantly to gather the ball. Here is
tackle release.
Butler, the Australian second row.
Thank you.
Of course, back in the tackle, the Quins recycle. Here is Burford looking to try and work it to the far side. Superb step from Emily Scott out towards the far side. Here is Heather Cowell, a hat-trick last week. What can she produce here? Diving down the touchline. Brilliant score from the Harlequins win. The opening try of the game goes to Quins, and some classy finishing from Heather Cowell.
That was absolutely superb finish. Great speed by Heather Cowell at the very end. Great step by Emily Scott. And, you know, really superb distribution by Rachel Burford. Just really making sure you can look at the forwards in front as that line of defence, play behind, and a great step by Emily Scott to put Heather in the corner, and great speed to finish off. Absolutely brilliant try, to be fair.
Here we see that step again from Emily Scott. Just real quality. And then Heather Cowell with the handoff. And then the step inside and out. Just boom. Does Duffy Howe. Does really well. And then Kerry Large. And then able to stop the winger. Really impressed this season. I mentioned the hat-trick last week. That takes us to 20 tries for the current campaign.
It's a great finish. That's going to give them great confidence now moving to this second first half of the game.
Green from out wide. Taking time over the kick, Green. Right for this strike, really decent connection heading towards the post, and up go the yellow flags. Brilliant strike from the Harlequins fly half. So a 7-0 lead as we see this classy finish again, Heather Fisher.
Yeah, real classy finish. I'm like, go on, Heather, go, go, go. For me now, there's been a lot of enforced errors on both parties. I'm now hoping now there's been a try and the belt for Harlequins. We're going to see Harlequins settle into it, be a bit more creative, play for the back line, and I really want to see Gloucester-Hartpury really push up really hard, really getting their kind of eye line of the defence.
Large then with the restart for the visitors. Sean kicking, and Natasha Hunt currently undergoing a HIA. We'll bring you the updates of that when we have it.
5 out.
Another game kicking off at 2 o'clock. Worcester, fresh from their first win of the season against Darlington Moden Park Sharks. Bring you the latest of that throughout the game as a full fixture list. A penalty for a high tackle as Rachel Burford taps and goes, looking to get on with the game. Abby Scott driving it forward. Fresh from scoring, Heather Cow there, just had to get out of the way of the ball.
3 out the way, thank you.
Has to go round the ruck, just scrap there by the head.
Step back, step.
From Emily Underwood. Distributor now is Burford, wonderful. Step away initially by Emily Scott to try and set.
It's okay.
Jessica Breach away, but this time the Harlequins winning stopped. I think actually it's been the first touch for Queen's number 11 so far in the 17 minutes. As we just take a look at this backline play again from Quins and Burford. That step where it just seems to get better and better every time you see it. And then Cal's finish as well, brilliant.
Yeah, Emily Scott's a great player, and to have her as well in fullback where she's coming into the line is really good for our wingers. Well, I say our wingers, Harlequins wingers.
Connected.
Just that extra bit of space for the Quins fullback. Plays across the back line, of course, as they now win the ball and have the turnover. What can they produce here?
Step back. Thank you.
10 metres
Use
away
it.
from the Gloucester-Hartpury line, driven in by Sommer. Scott running at pace, trying to take the ball. 2 players to bring it down.
Tackle.
Up to the 5-metre line now. Looking to put width on the ball. Here is Burford, runners everywhere. Breach off a wing to the far side as Emily Scott just unable to take it. That looks just as if Quins were building again. Heather Cowell outside of her that time. You mentioned about it, Heather Fisher just unable to execute.
Yeah, really good distribution by the back line, to be fair. Rach Burford, Emily Scott again, but just that one second of your eye off that ball. And we always talk about take the catch first, a really early catch, and then it gives you the eyes to be able to see the vision elsewhere. Emily Scott's been really frustrated with that, but yeah. You know, you're building, you can't play tennis without a shot going wrong, can you, Nathan? You know, you're going to have points scored against you, you're going to have knock-ons. It's a game of rugby we play, but it's really important the girls keep their heads now, for Gloucester-Hartpury especially.
Crunch.
Sunshine drowning the pitch again. 1 or 2 white clouds above now here in Twickenham. Really fantastic early spring day here. Temperatures 18-19 degrees as Foe, the number 8, takes it off the back of that scrum. In tight with the forwards, this really young forward pack from Gloucester-Hartpury. 2 18-year-olds, as I mentioned before the game, in at lock. In fact, there are 8 teenagers in the matchday squad as Large puts boot to ball, but not particularly, I don't think, happy with both her kick and maybe the setup for the strike there.
So you just played away.
Yeah, as you said regarding the age, it just shows how much rugby's really built its momentum. You have got a lot of young experience in that squad, and it'll be down to the likes of Kerry Large and the older players to really bring them up. However, they're still young in their rugby years as well. But yeah, not quite executed kick, but you know, they'll take it.
Young man there getting involved in the game, and a lovely spin pass to give it back to the ball boys as Quins take it forward inside the Gloucester-Hartpury 22 again. Good drive from the pack, and they go again. Cornborough around the corner, brilliant drive from the prop. She's bundling her way through. Superb strength from Vicky Cornborough. Fantastic try for her 4th of the season. All made by her. Spotted just half the gap in the Gloucester-Hartpury defence. Drove her legs, powered over, and gets to the line. 2nd try of the afternoon for Harlequins.
Yeah, great strength. That's what you want your front row to do, isn't it? Just drive your legs, keep driving. We always talk about the space behind the players. You drive through that space, you keep going, you drive your legs, you keep your head up, and just great stretch over the line. Brilliant go forward, absolutely brilliant.
So the initial placement, and then Cornborough, 1 hand off there, that's 1 tackle. 2, 3, she bursts through, then a 4th comes through. Fantastic work from Cornborough.
For me as well, Vicky Cornborough didn't get much game time at Six Nations, so she'll be really out here today and using her club rugby to really prove a point about what she's about, and that just sums her up and what she's about and what she can do when she's on top form.
Ellie Green slots over the conversion as we get the news that Natasha Hunt has failed the HIA, so she will remain off the pitch. India Babellion on for her as we see. Let's try again from right behind the sticks from Vicky Cornborough. Look at that leg drive, superb work from her before going over. The Twins have themselves a 14-0 lead and looking very well set after just over 20 minutes. As Shauna Brown goes up, a challenge in the air. She did really well.
Just step.
The former, we mentioned about her hammer throwing, former boxer, gas engineer, commercial diver.
Is there anything she hasn't done?
Firefighter. I saw in the newspapers this morning, she joked about perhaps trying a bit of bobsleigh, another
It's crazy.
Red 3
powerful
away.
sports, which who would do that, Heather?
No one here would do that.
About going to bobsleigh. Tatiana Hurd steals the ball. Space for her to run into. She's got options outside in Millie Wood and Underwood. Her brought down. She's not been fully tackled though, so she gets up, steals a metre. 5 metre line. What can Gloucester-Hartpury do here? Looking for an immediate response to that second Quins try. Just slow a ball for a second from the Cherry and White. She's trying to secure this one. Round the corner they go, trying to use their own forward strength. Just held up for a second, still going.
Tackle release.
As the ball eventually gets to ground, placed down. Pick and drive round the fringes, looking for that try line. Both tight at the moment from Susie Appleby. Side, go to the left again. Referee has a look. Just not quite making it this time.
Stay on the line, on the line.
Over the top, Gloucester-Hartpury go.
Held up, attacking scrum.
Is the call. Well, brilliant read of the play by Tatiana Hurd to set this up, and then Gloucester-Hartpury's forwards just unable to get through, as we see here. Iona Atwis, but the strength of eventually 3 Quins forwards holding her up, and
ready to go.
Have a scrum down, but promising signs in a sort of return from those 2 tries for Gloucester-Hartpury.
Yeah, that's going to really help them kind of keep their heads up. It's a great read, great vision by Tatiana, and what allowed to do that was the fact that she was up there in their eye line, in the defensive line, getting up there, and it just kind of makes them check that pass. And if they get that pass, then now they're going to now get it even deeper probably, because she's been in the eye line. But yeah, great finish.
Okay, you got to hold the weight going forward there. Okay, stop.
Reset this first scrum. Vicky Howell and Ellie Underwood on the right-hand side. Lots of fans giving the cameras the waves as they try and see themselves on the big screen. Watching on Premier15s.com as well as England Rugby's Facebook and YouTube pages, but also providing a feed to the Twickenham Stoop. Good drive from the Quins pack, and Fo did well off the back of it. Both 8s, in fact, today have done really well in scrums going backwards. Rebellion. She can make her way around the fringes.
No! Rock was formed first.
Slower this time.
Use it!
For the Cherry and Whites. Still using the forwards at the moment.
Tackle release!
Trying to take Quins on up front.
Thank you.
So just a couple of metres away from the try line. Large goes to the right-hand side. Atlas again. Big frame for the 18-year-old, but she's driven back in the tackle then. Good work by the Quins defence.
Just step now.
Snapping around the left at the moment, not the open, expansive rugby we associate with Gloucester-Hartpury. And then the ball comes through, Shauna Brown dives on it, presents it, and there's an opportunity here if Harlequins can run the ball, which they're looking to do. Brilliant break from Scott, inside and out she goes, looking for Cal on the outside maybe. Eventually brought down on our own 10-metre line. Looking for quick ball as Gloucester-Hartpury not quite reset here. There's numbers if they can work it to the wing, which they do through Jess Breach coming onto the ball. Inside and out, Breach goes. Step through one, step through another. Brilliant from Jessica Breach. The Red Roses wing runs under the sticks. Superb finishing of the highest order from Breach. Quins have themselves a third try.
Yeah, it's an absolutely great finish there by Jess Breach. I think she's had, really interesting Six Nations. She's had to score some great tries, but she's kind of been too close to that touchline for me. So there to stay in and use her footwork and to see her use her fend just adds to her toolbox. Absolute great finish. So hard for Gloucester-Hartpury to defend that. She's got pure speed, and nothing beats pure speed.
You can see that Burford here wanting the ball quickly because the overlap was on. It's good hands from Quins down the line, and Breach, you just see that burst of pace. As you come to camera there, inside, out, switches the ball. A real example of top-class wing play.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great finish. They're looking at how the players distributed that ball to get to Jess. Great recognition of that quick ruck, recognition that you need the ball out, and you've got kind of forwards, you've got back row players, and you've got centres passing that ball. It's really good to see.
Suburna kick from Ellie Green, who's now 3 from 4 for the afternoon. Gloucester-Hartpury looking like a long afternoon's work for them. 3 tries to 0. They find themselves down 21 points after 25 minutes. This pass from open side, Christine Summer. It was flat and it was perfect for Breach to run onto, but she might not have the biggest frame, but she certainly is good when it comes to the tackle area. Just really intelligent switching of the ball and the upper body strength as well to ride those challenges. Going under the sticks. Mistake from Shauna Brown, and their first one of the afternoon. She's had a really impressive opening 20-odd minutes as we pan to the crowd again. So many youngsters coming down and getting a taste of some high-quality Tyrrells Premier 15s action.
Okay, she's coming.
As if there's one or two people just moving around on this touchline, so there could be a replacement coming on as the mascot was actually part of the video for the game changer today for Harlequins, who was the younger Shauna Brown. As Mr. Hartpury take one in off the back of the scrum. The Billion. Brings over the ball and a perfectly legal steal, says the referee. Riley looking for the outside centre camera, takes it forward.
Step back!
Taken in by Burford. Here is Large looking to
wait. No.
Try and start influence proceedings again. Such a key part of this side. Bethan Lewis with good meters, and good meters resulting in a penalty.
Number 5.
Quick tap and go from Pavilion.
No, 12, thank you.
Trying to add a bit of pace into this Gloucester-Hartpury attack. Atlas again. I know Atlas, the 18-year-old's got through so much carrying in this first half already, but that time unable to present the ball cleanly, and Quins have themselves a penalty.
Yeah, it's a real shame. It's great tempo there by Gloucester-Hartpury. Just wants to build momentum, great tempo. It's a real shame. They just need to kind of clear at that breakdown area. When the player's going off in front of them, then you need to get it right behind, behind their teammates and really secure that ball, because Harlequins are all over it.
Well, the youngest in the crowd today, and the air defenders on for those loud moments of tries, and when the music comes on, the flames go up. It's not just what's happening on the pitch today, of course. A real focus on the entertainment around the Twickenham Stoop. Beers are flowing, the smell of fried onions and burgers around here is
it's making me hungry, Nathan.
It's making me very hungry. Perhaps we can grab something during the half-time break, because Quins have themselves a scrum. Riley off the back of it. Here is the latest try scorer of Breach, trying to find herself a gap in that red and black line. Riley again. Sam looking for Butler. Ex-Richmond players.
Thank you, 12.
Still playing American football as well, but Australian back in rugby union. Keeping it tight at the moment. Harlequins, Shauna Brown again. Featured in every England game during the Six Nations, Shauna Brown as a replacement. Brilliant offload there, and Kaplan comes forward up to the halfway line. Looking to go around the back as Riley's kick, looking to try and get Cowell in. How is the bounce for Cowell? Just bounces, unfortunately for her, a bit too high for her to run onto. Gloucester-Hartpury recover and push her into touch.
That would have been so sweet if that landed in Heather's hands, wouldn't it? That's what dreams are made of, I think.
Really clever kick and spotted the space, and just the edge, just slightly too far.
Yeah, we always talk about space in sevens, Nathan, about, you know, is it in front or behind, and, you know, is it up in the air? Where can you play the space? That was great vision by Leanne Riley.
Time's off.
So referee has called time off for a second. The challenge on the far side. Just left one of those. I think it's Kelsey Jones just receiving some treatment. Former Osprey. So time is off for time to Riley, that will be covering both of the Tyrrells Premier 15's semi-final games on Premier15s.com and the England Rugby YouTube, Facebook, Facebook channels. Saracens and Harlequins pretty much guaranteed. Of course, we can't say until the results are finally done here for Harlequins, and it would take an incredible over 100-point swing for Loughborough to get themselves into that home semi-final spot. We'd also need Gloucester-Hartpury to win, so I think we can pretty much confirm Quins, but those announcements will happen on Monday, the confirmation of the two semi-finals and those live stream games brought to you by England Rugby. Then of course the final at Franklin's Gardens, Southampton Saints' ground, the 27th, Saturday the 27th of April. A 5:45 kickoff. Tickets available for that. englandrugby.com/tickets, your chance to get to the final of the women's competition. One or two Harlequins fans dressed for the occasion.
9 minutes.
Well, a bit shy maybe, seeing himself on the big screen and doesn't quite want to join in on all the fun.
Water off, please.
So much smiling, so much happiness, and it's just it's a real feel-good factor around the whole ground, isn't it, Heather?
Yeah, there's a real nice buzz about it, Nathan. It's, you know, rugby games are always about, aren't they, like the bigger picture of the family, the friends. It's just having a day out. It's just a great day out for everyone.
Hartpury securing that line out at risk again. Very impressive her contribution so far. Large helping it on. Hurd around the back line as Howell went for the dummy, then took contact. Held up at the moment in the maul, trying to get her knees to the ground, but Quins are holding her up. And unless they can get a shove on here, Gloucester-Hartpury, which they have done initially, but momentum just sucked out of it. And cheers all round, pats on the back, pats on the head. Excellent work by the Quins pack. Quins is notes on their team sheet, their replacements, Heather Fisher, are called game changers. We've had finishers from Eddie Jones, game changers for Harlequins. It's
Impact players.
Impact players. I mean, there's lots of different terms, but I'll continue to call them replacements. But Quins can call them whatever they want. Here looks like a set-piece move. Burford to Emily Scott, steps away from Wood. Brilliant work from Scott, looking for the offload. Just juggled in the air there by Riley. Just about manages to hold on the ball. Burford, the acting scrum half, as Large comes through the middle of the ruck. Illegally for the referee. The foot coming through. Not allowed to do that in rugby anymore.
I'm sure she came for the games.
It's the foot, isn't it? The foot now
it is the foot, you're completely right. It is. As a back row myself, Nathan, I get a bit confused. You see the ball and you just go for it.
And we're going to go for scrum from this penalty. Quinn's just trying to suck a few Gloucester-Hartpury players inside. Traditional Quins chorus going around the Twickenham Stoop. All the backs pretty much lined up to the left of this scrum. Heather Cowell right behind it. Green waiting for the ball, which she gets now. Burford on the dummy line. Well, she thought she was on a dummy line, but she actually got the ball. Heard very nearly picking it up. That one knocked forward.
I'm not sure what quite happened there. Looked like a switch in the centre, didn't it? Switch in the centre, but I think because Tatiana's line speed is so quick off the line, she's really getting in the kind of in the way for Harlequins almost. She's doing a good job to kind of keep Harlequins out that try line.
Gloucester-Hartpury 8 wins from the 17 games so far this season. And two people very, very happy to be on the big screen. Enjoying their day out as scrum going backwards again, and Karen Ingram actually on for Gloucester-Hartpury as well. The changes happened in quite spots as Quins dismantling the Gloucester-Hartpury scrum, and they have a very, very simple penalty right in front of the posts. Ellie Green wants the kicking team, and another 3 points at 21-0 up. Just making sure beers flowing. I think those are the 2-pint beers we just saw. New addition to rugby.
Yeah, nice easy 3 points here for Ali in front of the post, and this will really increase her confidence. For an 18-year-old, as you said, to be playing in front of a crowd on home soil like this is such good experience for her. It will kind of plead a lot for her in the future of hopefully England rugby. And you never know, you've got so many youngsters here today. You know, I was just thinking then, you just don't know how many here today are actually going to be in the future of England rugby, and hopefully these girls out on the pitch now can inspire them to the next level of what they're doing.
5-10 years time they talk about coming down for the game changer, and then playing at Twickenham for the Red Roses in the not too distant future as Green winds up the 4th of the afternoon. Simple enough for the Quins. Number 10, 4 from 5 for her, and that just nudges Harlequins Ladies to 4 scores ahead of Gloucester-Hartpury, completely in control of this game. Dominating proceedings at the moment as Kerry Large just looks around, and long way back from her already tired looking Gloucester-Hartpury side, but long break after this. Of course, the summer is the final round of the regular season, so everything needs to be put in today.
Tackle away now, 7. Thank you.
Burford coming up against Kerry Large, who's done really well. The Gloucester-Hartpury 10 just unable to rip the ball, went for a second. Looked like she might be able to get it out of her grasp. Green to the line. To the flat pass. Kamara just confirming the ball. Big step away, and Quins spotting the gap again. Looking dangerous again as Corn reverts through. Brilliant play for the prop. Options left and right. Finds Leanne Riley. Here's the bonus point after 35 minutes. Vicky Corn at the heart of it again. Leanne Riley finishing it off. Superb try for Harlequins, who are really on the rampage here at the Stoop.
Yeah, for me then, Nathan, just great vision by the second row, who saw the kind of the Gloucester-Hartpury defenders step in, step out. She kind of made the initial gap, and then again, Vicky Cornborough taking it from the base of the ruck, you know, not even waiting for a 9. She literally picked it up and thought, I've got this, and just trusting herself to go through with her pace and her power. And then the vision, you know, for a prop to see that vision, got players left and right of her. She's got that support, but she kind of knows where she's going. She's going to that try line, and she knows where her support is, and it's a simple 2v1 offload. Leanne Riley straight into the sticks. Brilliant.
Thought for a second she might take contact there, Cornborough, but she knew what she was doing.
Forwards can do it too, you know, Nathan.
She just wasn't looking around, but of course, never doubted it. It was a superb offload and a simple enough finish for Leanne Riley. Green with the strike. Since missing that first kick, she's been very, very good from the tee. 5 now for her in the afternoon as we have another look from a different angle here. And this break initially, Jane Conkle, who you mentioned, is a really good step from the Scotland number 8, and Cornborough again is just, it's not just the break through the middle, it's also her pace for a prop then to really burst through and get behind that back line. Yeah,
for me she looks on top form. She looks like she's ready for this, you know, and who isn't, you know, at the end of the day when you're on the pitch you kind of hope you are ready, but they've just finished the Six Nations campaign. She's going to be tired, but she looks really ready to go.
So Conkle's offloads just forward there. Last couple of minutes of time. before we head.
I know it's like 31, to Harlequins at the moment, 31-0. But for me, it isn't a reflection of what we're doing. For me, Gloucester-Hartpury are playing well. We just need to step up in defence. Now it's about, when you've been under your sticks 4 or 5 times, it's now about staying in the fight. And can you now just win those little moments, whether it's the breakdown, whether it's turnovers, the scrums, those little moments become so important now to get that momentum back.
Scrum not quite being complete. 15 wins from the 18 games last season, 4 wins going into the playoff semi-finals, and 14 at the moment, very much on for 15th this afternoon. It's a change in the semi-final procedure last year. Of course, it was 2 legs, home and away. This year, a straight shootout for 1, so finishing first and second, where you get that home semi. Very important. And Sarries and Quins on the way here. Look to have secured those 2 spots as the Harlequins pack dominant again, coming through and winning themselves a penalty. The penalty counts for the home side. It's getting higher and higher.
Yeah, Gloucester-Hartpury looking a little bit flat. I think we need to find some energy, a bit of vibe, a bit of buzz. They probably knew coming out here that Harlequins were the favourites to win, especially on home soil with their friends and family. But again, you've still got a job to do. Just needing a little bit more energy from them to lift this squad up.
Energy, especially the first few minutes, certainly came from Natasha Hunt buzzing around, quick taps, trying to get the team going, but fortunately they've lost their number 9 to the HIAs. Quins take this line up. Good rolling ball forward.
60 through the middle.
Having to touch for a second. Leanne Riley just trying to orchestrate proceedings from the back of this maul. Gets her hands on it now. Burford at the pivot position, looking for one of the 4 different try scorers so far in Heather Cow.
Side entry, attacking.
Gloucester-Hartpury have themselves a penalty. Well done.
Quins, number 5.
To those forwards, and the Billion going to get the ball.
Yeah, and they're the small wins we're talking about. Stopping Harlequins playing that ball is really, really important. It's going to take all those forwards, the whole squad now to do this job.
So Kerry Large says that's enough of that. Taps the ball and kicks it into touch for the last bit of action. 31-point lead for Harlequins Ladies here. Both teams jogging off. Words for Susie Appleby to try and get her team going, but Karen Finley and Gary Street, the joint head coaches of Harlequins Ladies, will be delighted with their work so far. Tries from Heather Cowell, Vicky Cornborough, Jess Breach and Leanne Riley, added to a penalty from Ellie Green. And a 31-0 lead at the break for the home sides in this game-changer fixture for a record domestic attendance for women's rugby.
Turn me up on these.
There it is, a confirmation, 31-0 at half-time. Let's get a word from the pitch where Rachel Burford is with Nick Heath.
Here with Rachel Burford. Rachel, a pretty satisfying looking first half.
Yeah, I mean, we've built a lot of pressure to get those points, and Gloucester-Hartpury certainly made us work hard for them. And we're going to go in and try and fix a couple of things. There's a few things that we've left out there.
Yeah, how good's Vicky Cornborough looking? Grabs one for herself, setting up one for Leanne Riley.
I know, right at the start of the game, she said to me, I want to get my hands on the ball today. And so she's now picking them out the back of the rucks, and fair play to her. She's got us on the scoreboard a couple of times.
Yeah, finally. I mean, 31-0. You say that there's things to work on. Obviously, we always know that there are work-ons, but it's a good situation to be in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've played really well for 40 minutes, but there's been parts that we want to get right. We've got a couple of big weeks coming up, so we need to start putting things right ready for those games.
Yeah, any mention of the home semi-final already? That's in the bag. That 4 points has done it.
Well, great. That's great to hear. I mean, we came into this game focusing solely on beating this side and putting on a really good performance here for all the people that have turned up today to support us.
Thanks for stopping off.
No worries.
Great to get that insight from Rachel Burford there. Always looking to improve, wanting to get better, and 31-0 ahead Heather Fisher. You can see what a good international she is and why she's been the top of the game so long, because she still wants to get better despite that first 40 minutes.
It's kind of what makes a great player, Nathan. He's always pushing yourself, always push those boundaries to become better than what you were. And people always say, oh, you played great, that was a great game, but there's always stuff to work on. And we from the outside it's very difficult to see. We see just people see a win's a win, or that you're on top of your game, but as a player, it's like happy on the pitch, and the little mistakes you make do not leave your head. You can kind of cope with them, you put them in a box, you move on, but you don't actually forget them, and you're always looking to improve, so you're error-free. And that's kind of the result of a great player, and Rachel Burford is one of those.
Let's get a look at that first 40 minutes then, and some of the action. 4 tries in all, and this one, arguably the pick. Well, depends what you like in tries, but a superb finish from Heather Cowell to get us going.
Oh yeah, for me, just the distribution of, like we said, Rachel Burford, that experience that she brings. Emily Scott, her experience from 17 to 15's game, a great step, and Heather in the corner for me. Just, what you want from your wingers is to finish, and she finished so strong. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
This step from Emily Scott, we mentioned, look at that, just completely stops Kerry Large in the tracks there. And Cowell, the sort of hitch kick, goose step, whatever you want to call it, and she went again there. Good handoff on Vicky Howell, and Large on the cover just couldn't get it back. And a player absolutely full of confidence, hat-trick last week, and added to her 19 tries, up to 20 for the season. This one, a completely different sort of try, but impressive for those who like forward play.
Everyone loves forward play, Nathan. Yeah, again, you want your forwards to go forward. It's one of the prime things we talk about in rugby is go forward. And for Vicky Cornwall just to have the vision, to be able to scan, think, that ball is free at the base of the ruck. That ruck is now not completed. That could have been well stolen by Gloucester-Hartpury, but it wasn't. And she had the vision to look up, keep her head up, and just drive her legs through, and over the try line she goes. Brilliant.
Have a look at this one here from Leanne Riley. More to do with the backs is I was actually seeing I thought it was going to be a Queen's try, but this the one little sniff of a try from Gloucester-Hartpury. Tatiana Hearn with a wonderful read, the England inside centre.
Yeah, she did really well to get the defender's eye to come up. You probably need more Gloucester-Hartpury to do more of that. As well, when she made that break, just releasing the ball on the floor, and then allowing her to go again. Could she finished it? We'll never know. But this one from Jess Breach, just a great finish, a world-class finish. Again, what you want from your finishers, switch the ball from your left to your right, get your fend out, look up. Where's the space? What can I use? What's in the toolbox? And she used every bit over there to finish to get the try line.
And this one, we'll see the angle, the pass from Sommer, and then Breach bursting through, inside out, switches her ball there, switches the ball again there, and the footwork, it's just a real classy finish. It's so impressive. It's got 9 tries for the Red Roses, and they won the Grand Slam and carried on that form here as we have a look at the 4th and final try of the half. Conquer with that break there, that step that you enjoyed, Heather, and then it's all about Vicky Cornwall, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, just Conquer, just the fact that you've got whether you're a forward, a second row, back row, or a back who's kind of supposedly be able to have more vision. It doesn't matter what number you're on the back of your shirt. She had the vision to look up. She saw that the player stepped outside of her. The overchase was on, and then it leaves the space then for Vicky Cornwall to power through, and great finish and great vision for a 2v1.
Superb angle where you can just see she spots the space in front of her. Nobody there in the run for Gloucester-Hartpury, and then she looks up. She had options right and left. Leanne Riley, the grateful recipients for Harlequins Ladies, as we see some of the on-pitch action, some under-13s games going on at the Twickenham Stoop here. Heather mentioned about 1 or 2 of these maybe going on to be Red Roses. Hopefully an afternoon like this, playing in an impressive venue, you never know, inspire them to bigger and better things. Yeah,
you never know. I think, when I was younger, you kind of look up and you think, who did I look up to? And it was probably a lot more guys than it was girls, because guys is what was on the screen. For me, it was John Alumu, but he was always on the screen. And when you've got players like Rachel Burford, Emily Scott, Jess Breach playing out there for England, Vic Cumbra, and other players who are aspiring to be, to look up to those players, and then you've got the players on the side of the pitch watching it all, it just takes it to a whole new level now that you can kind of go to school and you can have that dream and that vision to be an England player as a female. It's just credit to where the game's got from the RFU, to be honest.
Bit of a kick clash going on here on the pitch, but they're having a lot of fun anyway. And not many people can ever say they've run and played on the Twickenham Stoop, really. And a great experience for all those currently out there in southwest London. Talking of Harlequins, though, We gave them a bit of a takeover this week on the Premier 15's Instagram. You can go there actually and follow some of the behind-the-scenes stuff today. Heather Fisher has been talking ahead of the game, and one or two posts as well for you to follow. But we gave the Quins prop Shauna Brown the reins, and here's a look at Harlequins on a training day in the midweek. To Shauna Brown and some of the Harlequins Ladies teammates there. What goes on at the Surrey Sports Park as part of their training week and preparations, a real insight into what they do and what's happening around them as well. Let's have a look at some of the best bit of action from the Premier 15s from last weekend. Premier 15s, of course, returning after the Women's Six Nation was complete, where the Red Roses won the Grand Slam. So a number of England faces back in action across last weekend. Some interesting results, and we've picked out some of the best tries from across last weekend. The best from round 17 there from the Premier15s.com. A look at round 18 here this afternoon. I think the Worcester-Valkyries game is actually not the latest from there. I think it's been pushed back to 3 o'clock this afternoon for the side that won for the very first time in the Tyrrells Premier 15s last weekend. There was some fantastic celebrations at the end against the Premier 15s Twitter accounts, if you fancy seeing some of their celebrations. But the rest of the action, champion Saracens Women, very much favourites against Furwood Waterloo. Their 3 o'clock kick-off, then Wasps. It's a big day for them as well. We've got the game changer here. It's the big swarm at Wasps Ladies, looking for a big crowd to end their season at home against Bristol Bears, and round it off this afternoon with Richmond Women against Loughborough Lightningers. We'll just wait for the two teams to come back out here. And Saracens and Harlequins, the two dominant sides again this year. Heather, do you think it's looking like a Quinn Sarries final again at Franklin's Gardens?
I do. It's the first time I've ever said that. I do. I actually think it is. I think Saracens have been a really interesting team for me to watch grow. I've seen quite a few of their games. They're interesting because they don't actually always play the best rugby, but they've kind of got away with a lot. However, they seem to absolutely annihilate everybody, and when it matters, they kind of come up with the goods. And Harlequins, for me, have just been a consistent good team. So it's going to be an interesting final. I think you can predict those two are going to be in the final. They've been the two strongest in the Premiership 15s, so it'll be really exciting to watch. And I think Harlequins could actually top the season.
Let's just get to pitch side as the two teams running out. Nick Heath is down there for us.
Yeah, Nathan, just chatting to Gary Street as they've come out. Harlequins very much looking this second half, particularly in this opening 10 minutes, to really take it to Gloucester-Hartpury, sensing a little bit of tiredness in them. Leanne Riley being given the licence to tap and go every penalty that they get. They've got a feeling that if they can send Gloucester-Hartpury under their own post several times in this opening sort of 10-15 minute section of the second half, it's foot on the throat time. They really want to get that tempo going, see if they can continue to score tries. They know they've got to keep building towards that semi-final now, which is going to be here at the Stoop.
Brilliant, thank you very much, Nick. Nick Heath at pitch side for us all afternoon. trying to get some insight from the players, keeping an eye on the replacements and having a word with the coach as well. And one or two famous faces we might even be able to hear from during the second half at the Twickenham Stoop as referee just checks his watch. Ellie Green ready to get us going again in the sunshine, breaking through the clouds, and Abby Scott coming bundling through, and just as for a second it looked like Quins might be in behind. It was a knock-on from Abby Scott.
Yeah, I was thinking that is after a flying start. That is whatever Gareth Street just gave them, Harry Burt at half-time, that was literally about to work.
So first bit of real meaningful action. The second half will be a scrum to Gloucester-Hartpury. Just see the call, actually. You can see that as we were behind, the call going from scrum half to Kerry Large and down the back line, and possibly set piece move about to take place. A drive by Quins, who really seem on top at scrum time now, but away from Gloucester-Hartpury as they try and work it through, and Anthony Randall just coming into the line there, took quite a heavy hit, and the referee has stopped play immediately.
I like what they're trying to do though. So, you know, what they're trying to do there is just play behind the back line, and it works. It kind of keeps your defence honest, but playing behind just allows them to kind of open up the wider channels, and it works. If that kind of was executed there with that pass, then I think there could have been away in the corner a little bit down the pitch.
Seems some treatment here. Bethany Randall on the pitch, two of the physios with her. It could be coming on. Cooksey and Emma Singh were the main protagonists as Gloucester-Hartpury gather round. So a few of the 3 o'clock kickoffs remind you there's 3 games this afternoon getting going at 3 o'clock. Worcester Valkyries, DFB Sharks, Wasps against Bristol Bears, and Richmond Saracens, the 2 later games this afternoon. We'll bring you up-to-date scores as and when we get them. And of course, don't forget that the results of all the games this afternoon available on Premier15s.com. There's always a preview and always a roundup of all 5 fixtures across the weekend. And you saw some of the try-lights as well available on Premier 15's Twitter and Instagram. Follow all the action on the top flight of women's rugby. Keep seeing all these younger fans, maybe not fully engaged in all of the rugby. It's about coming down, enjoying the experience of a match day. Some of the activities, some of the entertainments, and some of the bits and bobs going on. Treats being shared around to keep up the energy levels. Some feature as well, lots of Harlequins flags around the grounds. Those under-13s teams who've got on the pitch. Big smiles, getting their photos in now. Getting ready for their pictures on social media.
That's what it's about, social media. It's where the future is, Nathan. So
memories of the day.
Yeah, it actually is. You know, we talk about memories. In England Sevens, Nathan, we always talk about it's all about making memories. So whether you're 14 here aspiring to be an England player, or whether you're an England player aspiring to be at the next World Cup, it is all about creating memories. Because you have to be able to enjoy your journey. You can't just kind of, you know, amble on your journey and expect that you'll just be there, and you need to be able to make it an experience, I suppose, don't you? It's life at the end of the day. It's what you want to do, and now you can do it for a living.
Sam Alfieri's treatment continues on the pitch, but we see those just coming back from the half-time refreshments. All armed with beers, all armed with drinks. Stretcher is on for Bethany Randall, so I think we'll be a good couple of minutes here before play resumes, as the whole Gloucester-Hartpury team are just set up in a passing drill. Taking it through now on the pitch.
Yeah, this is a real hard place now for players. For Gloucester-Hartpury, when you see one of your players down the floor, that is really unsettling. It's your teammate at the end of the day, and you want to always make sure they're protected and they're okay. So that's always been a worry. But then the mindset of the players, there's a stoppage in play, and sometimes that switch on, switch off process is so important as an athlete, as a player. It can throw some players off. So it would be very interesting to see. The experienced players, I would assume, would hopefully be experiencing this, but it's not very often you have a stoppage to play that kind of goes on for quite a while. It could kind of work in maybe Gloucester-Hartpury's way, maybe.
And I guess even just from a physiological point of view, that you've switched off for 15 minutes at half time, you kind of head to shot, you then try to psych yourself up again, mentally get in a good place, start making hits, start getting yourself into the line, and after a couple of minutes we're stopping and it's a long stoppage. You've got to, as all the players have done now, they've stopped and they've got to get their body going again. It's a bit kind of a difficult mental battle, would you say? Yeah,
it's definitely a mind game more than physicality, like you just said. You've got your physiological stuff all going on, but mentally, to get yourself up to that level of aggression again is never like running out at the start of a game or a second half when everyone's screaming and shouting and the fire's going off and the music's blaring. It's never the same. So yes, for them to kind of mentally get themselves now, whatever their individual switch on is really, really important, because it's so individual to the individual. I've seen it kind of in both ways. It can work in your favour, it can not work in your favour. It's kind of vital. At the end of the day, you've still got a job to do. You've still got 40 minutes, and rugby isn't a game to take for granted. Every time you put your shirt on, you've got a job to do, and the safety comes first.
The younger fans still enjoying the entertainment pitch side. The Harlequins mascot Harley there, just fist bumping one of the younger fans. It's just a sign of the weather this afternoon that both the Harlequins and Gloucester-Hartpury players, instead of continuing their passing drills on the pitch, are both actually headed for the shade. So sunshine, obviously quite intense pitch side, just trying to keep themselves cool, also just trying to keep the head alert as well, and just their mind on the game. I think this Quins players, lots of smiles and very relaxed atmosphere, as you'd expect, being 31 points to 0 up. 5 bonus point already secured. Randall still guaranteeing treatment the 19-year-olds. Debut in January against Richmond where she scored. Right a couple of times impressively, but unfortunately for her, she's going to have to end this game.
Should we play a game?
Start again.
On a serious note though, Nathan, this is why as well it's really good that the game starting so young. You see so many youngsters in the crowd because the strength and conditioning part, the physical part of the game is so important on the pitch. And when you get injuries like this, what's going to kind of save you in a way is how strong you are and how robust you are as a player. So starting that strength and conditioning early, just the movement patterns and how you move and how you get your body strong for what you want to go and do is really important. A lot of youngsters will see the players on the pitch, but what goes behind the scenes of what you saw earlier on the Instagram we had on the video earlier, what everyone was watching, is really important, because part of being an athlete isn't just what you see on the pitch, it's what you have off the pitch and how robust you are, how you train, how you eat, how you look after yourself, in terms of a lifestyle. That is probably the biggest part of this. This is like 90 minutes. Is that right? 90 minutes, isn't it? Coming from a sevens player. 90 minutes of all the hard work put together. And hopefully, she'll come off the pitch well, and she'll be fighting fit real soon, because she has, she looks after herself.
Well, Bethany Randall, we can just get confirmation of her, the big claps of her going off. Warm round of applause for Bethany Randall. Hopefully she is okay. Just while we get this stoppage in play, let's get a word with Nick Heath, who is pitch side with the former England hooker Brian Moore.
Well, a big occasion in the women's game calls for big players to come and watch. Brian Moore, thanks very much for joining us. How are you?
Very well, all the better for a beautiful day, record crowd, a very good Queen's performance.
Yeah, it certainly is turning out to be that. Unfortunate to see players having to go off. I understand it is precautionary. We saw Mohan go off early doors. There's been a bit of disruption to Gloucester-Hartpury.
Yeah, there has, but I mean, you've got to also give credit to the way Queens have played. They've played well with ball in hand, they've looked to keep the ball alive. They've done most things very well, and what is most impressive about the women's game is the relative lack of stoppages. It flows much more than men's games.
It's like good old Five Nations games from the 80s and 90s, isn't it?
We mean proper drums,
Absolutely.
quick ball.
But you've been a supporter of the women's game for a number of years. I know that, whether it's on your podcast, through Full Contact, the various shows that you've had over the years, you've always been keen to promote the women's game. Why is that?
Because I was involved right at the inception. I coached the England women's forwards before the very first World Cup in 1991. And I didn't see it as a social duty. I just saw it as an extension of the game for people who wanted to play. It doesn't matter to me whether they're youngsters or they're young kids, whether women, girls. The game is what counts, and you can see the alacrity with which they play, you can see the skill with which they play, you can see the crowd. And if rugby wants to move forward, what better than to tap into half the population, let's remember. And actually, all the people who make all the real decisions.
Very good, nicely put. Can we look forward to you being down in for the semi-final?
Absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, listen, Brian, we appreciate your time. Lovely to see you in the crowd. Back to the match and to you, Nathan.
Thank you, Nick. Great to hear from England hooker Brian Moore there, his role in the women's game and him supporting it as well. Great to have big names down here as well as the kids and all the families down enjoying the afternoon, but also it is good to get some recognition from those playing at the highest level, both men's and women's and any international game. We've actually got the
not now, Gloucester, thank you.
Hockey players is here today, informed as well. So lots of different sports. We've got an England Sevens player alongside me, Heather Fisher, and
played 15s back in the day.
You're a World Cup winner. You've done all right in 15s. As Ali Green puts boot to ball, superb kick and it's bounced up for Jeff Breach. Gloucester-Hartpury recovering, but Quinn still on the attack.
No hands.
Red shirts frantically trying to get back to their own 5-metre line. Quinn's just about managing to secure the ball now. Looking to work it through their hands. Scott with the drive. Ball plays to Riley, looking left, looking right.
Offside.
Penalty advantage coming. Tap and go from Leanne Riley. We spoke about this at half-time. Riley up to the try line. Referee has a look. Says it's just short, but we'll go back for another penalty. Time is off as we see Leanne Riley again, just making sure she had the penalty.
Not 10.
The
Scrum
tap and go. Referee had a long look at the line.
Control.
As we see Charlotte Foe, the Gloucester-Hartpury number 8, received a yellow card for her part in that incident. And Gloucester-Hartpury down to 14 men temporarily.
Set.
Good drive from this Quinn scrum. Breach to the left, but they're going forward, inching their way towards the try line. Conkle with the expertise and the control at the back. Up to the try line, drops it down to Scotland number 8. Number 5 for Harlequins. Superb control at the back of that scrum. Knew what they were doing, had the power, had the domination. And a 5th score up for Quins.
Yeah, Jade Conkle deserves that. She's worked hard for 40 minutes. It's not all about scoring tries, but it is always real nice to score a try on your home soil. So it is about scoring tries. But all the hard work she's put into that 40 minutes, the dog work, the rocks, the mauls, the runs, the vision to see things, and great ball control at the back of that. Great ball control and dotted over. Easy bit done.
Very classy try from Conkle. Green with a bit of sun in her eyes there. See the shadows of the post just getting a bit longer across this Stoop pitch. Ball tilted towards the post is Green's kicking style. Socks rolled down, just trying to curve that one in, just unable to this time from Green. So 5 from 7 for her, and it is Harlequins 36, Gloucester-Hartpury 0. Gloucester-Hartpury then looking to get going. Scored 91 tries coming into this game this season, Gloucester-Hartpury. Quins had 92. So they're up to 97 for the campaign. Can they get to 100 before the end of the day?
Ball's here.
Been an impressive attacking outfit throughout the season, Gloucester-Hartpury. Just haven't really seen them get going at all in this game. Lost the services of Kelly Smith to a groin injury before the match, and just unable to get any front football to really get themselves going, and even the break there just held up in the tackle. The Billiard to Hurd, helps it on. Try and work it through the hands.
Winger.
This backline, Large looks up, tries to put boot to board, charged down by Burford, pounced on by Connie Powell. Wood through the hands there, working it, and then just taking a eye off the ball there. Jess Cooksey.
4.
He's not quite going
No need, you can't go
Gloucester-Hartpury's way. That man's going to have to hurry up a little bit, otherwise that's going to drop off, I think.
Thank you, Seven.
It's the size of his head. As we see this from Cooksey, just unable to gather a pass from Millie Wood. Millie Wood helping it onto Powell, and just simple mistakes now, which again, Heather, we spoke about maybe the mentality and that long break, and it's about switching on for both sides, isn't it, again?
Yeah, it's definitely about the switch on process. It's such an important part in rugby. But you know, just that ability to get the world-class skills spot on consistently every time, like Harlequins are doing, to be fair.
It's gone out to Breach. What can she produce here? Looking to go around the outside. Superb throw from Breach. Can't be the other defender. Wonderful offload. Just unable to gather. Quinn still with the ball. Well, there was a knock on there. Credit to the scrambling Gloucester-Hartpury defence, because when Jess Breach gets in this position on the outside, inside and out, the handoff beats the first player. Just lost her balance for a second and looked as if she'd teed it up for Emily Scott, but the fullback unable to gather.
It's great skills in the back line, just great accuracy in the hands of the backs, is spot on, you know. That pass, that ball is zipping left to right at the moment in the Harlequins line. You can't take that skill for granted. You know, passing on the go is not an easy skill to learn, and they're doing it great work.
So you played with Jess during her time with England Sevens. What's it like coming up sort of one-on-one around the outside? Do you just are you trying frantically to just shrink the space? How do you defend against her?
Yeah, to be fair, obviously a slightly different defending sevens, but to be fair, when you know you've got a lot of space and you know you've got Jess Breach, you almost have to keep your eye on her, because you know where she's going to go. For me, I put a lot of pressure on her, and it's about getting your initial setup right inside her shoulder and really putting pressure on. If you let her run, she's going to run around me, and especially for me as a forward on the edge, I can normally put her into a trap and kind of, I'm like, I got you. But I like to let her run past me and then get her from behind. But you've got to get in their faces, otherwise the attacker got it every time. Someone like Jess Breach will just run straight around you.
There goes a lesson for Premier 15's defenders. There's another yellow card, so it's 14 against 14 here. The outside centre, Khadija Kamara, has played a bit of France Sevens infringement there. And she will also be spending 10 minutes in the sin bin. 14 plays 14 as Large is kicked to touch. Connie Powell readying a throw. And that'd be a bit of a spark, possibly, for Gloucester-Hartpury. Bit of impetus needed from them.
It's okay. Are you playing scrum half? Who's it scrum half? Okay, that's okay.
Referee here, Charles Gaylor, just making sure numbers correct in the lineup. Powell now towards the middle, but taken by Brown.
In the air.
However, an infringement in there. Grabbing the hands means Gloucester-Hartpury have themselves another penalty. Back-to-back penalties, positive and a positive for Gloucester-Hartpury at large.
Yeah, if we can just capitalise on it now, then it could kind of just get, you know, it's 36-0, but if they can get on the scoreboard and just regain some points, like you said, regain some pride in the shirt, in their own performances, and get a little bit of energy back in their skills, and that's what they want to do. They want to build so they finish on a high in the season.
Right on the 22-metre line here for Gloucester-Hartpury. Powell into the front, and it's a good take as well. as the forwards set themselves. Haven't really seen the cherry and whites pack in this second half yet, as they try to rip it back, as coming all the way through there was Abby Scott, causing all sorts of problems. Here is Hurd, acting as a distributor now, looking to try and spin it wide. Good dummy there from Cooksey, trying to break the line, just unable to get herself through.
Step back.
But Billy eventually getting there. Hurd to, Large to Hurd, who attempted the kick. That one.
Tackle release! Yes, thank you.
Not quite.
You're on top, ball's available.
Managing to come off this time. Here's the Billy. Large into the middle.
Tackle!
Katie Dugan. Large now to this far side. Bit of a juggle from Dudley Howell.
Okay, not now.
Just having to ride the challenge, was really well lined up by Conkle there.
Wait, thank you.
Push backwards, Large with the dummy, looking for space around this outside now. Let's get through the challenge of Shauna Brown, just grabs her by the shirt. Good offload from the fly half.
Step! Thank you.
Hurd into the line, looking to try and get round England teammates. Leanne Riley. Conkle now though with the loose ball for Quinns. Good drive to the blind side. Burford looking for the kick over the top. Jess Breach is on the march. The ball bounced kindly though for Howell.
Gloucester,
left-footed strike.
Hold.
Very decent touch finder. But it bounces currently instead for Burford. Dummies, thinks about going inside, rolls off the first challenge of Agworth. Brilliant strength from the inside centre.
Just stop.
So then Shauna Brown knocks it off. Just a bit more
thank you.
niggle again in between the two sides. As Gloucester-Hartpury, the England coaches here, the backs coach Scott Beeman, forwards coach Richard Blaze, just behind our commentary position.
Looking pretty as always, eh?
Which one?
Not sure.
Two England coaches who played a huge part in the Grand Slam success of Simon Middleton's side. 5 bonus points, wins from 5. Bit of a breather on the pitch again, some water bottles run on. I re-emphasise how much of a warm afternoon it is here.
Good all game, your discipline, and then you've gone 3 in a row, and one's gone for
one for getting on fluids, one for getting on
it's the same
liquids to keep yourself going for the full 80 minutes. Stop that cramp from settling in. And the shot of this crowd. And a reminder, try and get the attendance, official attendance, or when it is called out. But yesterday, tickets sold 4,567 to break the record of the domestic attendance. Look at that beautiful shot of the main stand here.
Set to the left of that.
It's cool, isn't it?
Not too far short from full from the rafters, as well as the stand on the far side. Women's rugby very much on the up. You think about the attendance in Doncaster during both the Quilter Internationals and the Six Nations. The attendance over 10,000 at Sandy Park for Exeter Chiefs, and then over 13,000 at Twickenham after the men's game to watch the Red Roses win the Grand Slam. Penalty here for Gloucester-Hartpury. Quick tap and go. Driven forward by
15 this way.
Lewis, the Welsh flanker. Just read again by Rachel Burford. Had an up and down afternoon, Tatiana Hurd. She had that wonderful steal in the first half where it looked as if she might race away. A couple of passes though which have been read, and Rachel Burford, so much experience just reading her opposite numbers out.
Yeah, Tatiana for me has been she's had great experience here in the Six Nations just gone, but she's still such a young player who's growing into the shoes, and she's got big shoes to fill. You know, for Rachel Burford's had a great career, is still having a great career. So for me, she's still learning, but just having that head scan early, you can see it's not on, but having the confidence just to take it in and drive her legs. But she's got a really good all-over, like good variety in the game, Nathan.
Caitlin Simpson, the latest replacement for Gloucester-Hartpury on for Charlotte Foe, who was in the sin bin and has just kept her seat on the sidelines to just sit there.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
It's going to Gloucester-Hartpury. Yeah, the Billion rolls it in here, just bounces around inside the front row, and Quins have got it back. Conkle to Riley. Scott is the acting fly half now. Green outside it. Burford with Breach, looking to get around the outside. Big handoff from Elian with Breach on the inside. Can't get through the second challenge of Howe. Driven by Conkle, powering up the middle. The Scotland number 8. Short flat ball now looking for Sommer. Such a busy, industrious back row for Quins. Scott is the acting fly half. Cornborough breaking tackles again, breaking another one. The third one eventually brings the England prop down. Riley continues the momentum to the right. Scott to Burford, looking out for Cow. Really good tackle there by Cooksey. Lined her up and put her on her backside and drove her backwards. Conkle again, very keen and busy for lots of hard yards, lots of heavy traffic. She's taking the ball through Conkle.
Just step back. Step back.
It's the one trying the second half so far for Quins, but within striking distance at the moment. Rolling to the left-hand side. Here is Shauna Brown. Scott again, 2 challenges, looking to try and find the post. Right under the shadow. Referee has a look.
Ball's available.
The dummy and go. Quins up to the line. No try, says the referee. Short again. And eventually the try comes. Round the corner it goes from Harlequins. That one made by the forwards. It's the Australian Chloe Butler who gets up from the back of it. Big pants from her. Tight work, measured work, powerful work. Harlequins with a 6th score.
Yeah, as you said, Nathan, it's good measured work. At the end of the day, you've got your backs doing their job. They're catching the passes spot on, but then they're using the forwards in the right place in the park, in the 22, taking it up, using that tempo, keeping it high, getting the hands of the ball, and just, as you said, doing that and just work that you need your forwards to do. That allows your backs to play, but then your backs putting you in positions where then your forwards can play. So it's a great team try overall.
14, 9 and 3, sub.
The replacement being ready by Gloucester-Hartpury. Emma Singh after this conversion by Ellie Green. Shauna Brown coming off. Huge cheers from a huge effort for Brown. With those claps going on, Green adds her 6th of the afternoon. 43 points to 0 now. Harlequins lead as we have a look here. A couple of drives just short. Abby Scott was in there, but Chloe Butler on the ball just seemed to not be under total control when she got to ground, but the referee was happy enough.
Angela, you got everyone okay?
All that needs to happen.
All good, thank you.
Those replacements. And the Sing on for Ellie Underwood. So Rani Samuda and Emma Singh into the fray. Katie Dugan and Ellie Underwood off.
Lower.
Fresh legs. Try and bring some fresh impetus as the replacement for Quins as well. Lucy Packer is on. Caitlin out towards Breach, just spilled forward there.
Away 2. Use. Tackle away!
1 or 2 times this afternoon where Quins have got in behind and the final pass, the final offload, has just not quite come to fruition. That kick by Kerry Large is a good one. Herb gathers it, gives it out towards Sean Williams. Space here for Gloucester-Hartpury as the hand from Rachel Burford comes in, and that's going to be a second yellow card for Harlequins Ladies. Big, you think, slightly sarcastic smile from Rachel Burford, who came in trying to make the tackle, but the hand came in, she knocked the ball on.
That's a real frustrating one, because you can see she's not going purposely for the ball. You know, you're going for a tackle. That would grind me, that would do my nutting.
Laws of the game.
Yes, Nathan.
Just trying to play devil's advocate.
Red 17.
As the referee gives it, but temporarily Harlequins Ladies down to 13 players. Khadija Kamara Still waiting on the sidelines. There's a fresh white and balcony chair. How would you refer to those chairs that Rachel Burford and Khadija Kamara
white plastic chair.
White plastic chair. Yeah.
The naughty seats. The naughty seats.
The white naughty seats. That's what we'll call them.
When you sit there and rebel every moment of it, thinking, "Come on, ref, you got your decision wrong."
13 for Quins, plays 15 for Gloucester-Hartpury. I think Kamara is actually done for the afternoon as a replacement in Bethany Wilcock is about to come on. Maybe Scott just not quite timing that jump right for Quins, but the home side have themselves the ball back and they have themselves an excellent driving position in this rolling ball up to the Gloucester-Hartpury 10-metre line. Conkle, Edwards in as well, the replacement. Working the ball back. This is clever, very measured forward work. Just not rushing things, just taking their time and expertly getting around the field. Conkle now peels off the back and fancies a break towards Large, but the double tackle brings her down.
Thank you.
Scott back inside for the heavy hitters.
No red.
Abby Scott.
Thank you. 19
takes it this time. Change in play would that be with Emily Scott reverting to fly half. Wonderful step in and out there as Gloucester-Hartpury look to try and get themselves out of their own 22. Superb defensive work. I think it was Emma Singh on the ball, yes it was, but then just lost at the vital moment. Very loose, broken play for both sides. It's been a long couple of phases, some tight legs out there.
Advantage over.
With 20 minutes still to go. Emily Scott did really well to take that. What can Quins produce on the outside here?
Step,
two forwards with someone on the wing at the moment. Here is Scott looking for the run of Gloucester-Hartpury, and well, we've seen a yellow card for Rachel Burford for knocking the ball on in the tackle.
They're going to need a bench soon.
And Katie Dugan is another player, a smile on her face, a wry smile, as she comes off and she sits on the naughty white plastic seats as we've done them.
Yeah, I think we now need a sofa. Harlequins do.
I'm sure they can, both Rachel Burford and Katie Dugan can have a chat about why that law is one they would like to get rid of. Both yellow carded for a similar offence.
That's okay.
I think what makes it prominent, Nathan, is the fact that yes, you can't stuff a ball down, we all know those rules, but at the end of the day, with the tackle area as well being reduced, because the head and neck area and the safety of the tackle means that players are tackling lower, which is where the ball is, and that probably, as a player, that's probably the frustrating part, isn't it? Just trying to sit here working it out. But yeah, the laws are the laws at the end of the day, and we know that the referee's always right. But yeah, there's always two sides, eh?
Two sides to every game as
all in the same place.
More replacements.
How many?
Debbie McCormack on the Scotland international. Just 15s and 7s. She comes on for the last try scorer, Chloe Butler.
Time on.
Catlin, the ex-Wasp hooker, expertly finds Abby Scott now, and the last line out. Producer driving ball a good 20, 25 metres. What can they produce in this one? Just rolling it round to the left at the moment and resetting, regathering, reforming.
Line, 7 red side entry.
And getting themselves into the 22 with a penalty advantage.
Penalty advantage.
Quins forwards, really impressive performance as they drive again. Brilliant burst. Packer works it out, this time just into the line.
Not there, coming back.
Advantage from the penalty.
You can see what they're trying to do, can't you? And Emily Scott's really putting momentum onto the ball. She's really trying to put people in space. But what that means is that as a player coming onto the ball, it's about maintaining your depth and letting that ball player inside of you work first and then pick your line last minute. At the moment, it's all about Harlequins, but we're slightly on top of Victor in the back line.
Kick the touch as Quins go in search of a 7th try, 5 metres out.
8 and 4. 8 and 4.
Another couple of replacements coming on. Tove Vixen and Sam Voyle. Conkle comes on. And, two players come on. And there's that one of the... No, Abby Scott comes off. I thought one of the Quins Simbins might have ended, but...
It's all in.
Vixen, Swedish international, and Voyle on And their
They've
first
called
bit of
all
action
in. Just wait.
is to get involved in
It's
a
okay.
line-out. 5 metres out.
Time on.
For Quins. Into the middle, it goes, well taken.
Six
Really
is through the middle.
at the
6
moment.
is through the middle.
Push right through the middle.
No time.
Gloucester-Hartpury not defending. Quins bursting through.
Try.
And they have themselves the 7th try. And it is the hooker, Catlin, with it. Her 10th try of the season. Just for some reason, the Gloucester-Hartpury defence seemed to part. She spotted half a gap.
Thank you, Chris.
And she manages to bundle herself through.
Yeah, she's impressed me since she's come on, Nathan. You know, you saw her come on. She came on straight from the left-hand side of the pitch, ended up on the right hand of the wing, given a 2v1 to Jess, and now, you know, to capitalise now and score. When, as we say, to come off the bench, and whether you're impact player, finisher, doing her job and living up to the standard that just came off is world class. It's really, really good play.
See there the initial shove and
14 to go.
Catlin at the back of it. And they managed to be the one to dot over the line. Green's kick looking to get Quins to the half century. Curls it one in, from the right post to the left.
That's a lovely kick, lovely kick.
Let's have another look at what happened here and the work by Catlin. It's the forwards in front of her header that make it as she then drives forward. It's just excellent forward play, isn't it?
Yeah, you need your forwards, Nathan. They do all the dog work, so it's so nice of them to get on the scoreboard because it is always about the backs. You've got a back line with Emily Scott, Jess Breach and Rachel Burford. It will be very hard to get your hands on the ball. But Harlequins are really playing a great game of forwards and backs. So the kind of the portion of the pitch and how they're playing it is really world class. It's really going to put them in a good position for the final, semi-final.
Packer to Green. Here is Emily Scott again. Interchanging between her and Ellie Green as the offload's out the tackle. 3 of them there from Quinn. Beautiful rugby. Now looking for the support lines. Fantastic work. Packer trying to get on with it. Scott demanding it, getting it, looking for the last try scorer Catlin into the line. It's Cornborough, juggles once, twice, 3 times. So unlucky.
Not gone.
Well, she's been at her rampaging best around the park and out of the scrum today, Vicky Cornborough, just unable, despite the juggling act, to get hold of that one.
Yeah, I thought she had that. I was really hoping she had that.
Have you got another
And that would have been some move as well, because it looked as if Quins, if they had got it wide, were going to finish. And the offloading in the middle, as we have another look here at Vicky Cornborough's juggling act.
Okay.
Catlin, there's 2 front rows there with really slick hands.
Sorry, hang on, say again.
Oh, you could see the anguish in her face as it went up, and then, unfortunately for her, down to the ground.
Here's your mark. On your side, Bond's just been slipping early doors, okay, so you just keep it high
Approaching the last 10 minutes of the game here at the Twickenham Stoop.
Who's going off? Time's off yet, we haven't had someone go off.
Heather's player of the match, the Tyrrells Premier player of the match, coming up in the not too distant future. But a suspicion it'll be Harlequins Ladies player.
Thank
but
you,
we will wait for Heather Fisher's final confirmation.
Crouch!
Karen Ingram, just the Hartpury player, just come to the sideline for a second. Rachel Burford not too much longer on her sin bin.
Please, you've been good all game.
Before Katie Dugan. We've had 7 different try scorers this afternoon.
Fine! Set!
Half the Harlequins team. And the Quins forwards here just completely dismantling the Gloucester-Hartpury scrum. That was some very fine, impressive work.
Step back. Thank you.
Keeping with the forwards at the moment.
Release the ball, that's fine.
corner go. Harlequins. You just see that shadow coming around as the sun begins to dip in this late March sunshine. Round they go again to the left, keeping
thank you.
the progression going that way, and they get up to and over the line. And there is the 8th for Harlequins. Gloucester-Hartpury just unable to stop this tide of Quins forwards coming again and again and again. And it looks as if Davinia Catlin has got a second of the afternoon.
Yeah, she's been a great impact player. Yeah, she started that. I'm not sure if you can kind of see it in the replay, but the ability, she took the ball into contact. She had the nous about her to release the ball, to get up and play it again, and then she was on the end for the try then. So just really good nous about her and the way she's playing. And to come off the bench and to come off and score 2 tries, get yourself in the action. You know, she's come back, she's kind of on the pitch going, I want a bit of that action, and I'm going to play a part in this game, and I'm going to do what I do best. And she's carrying the ball so well.
Scott this time with the conversion, and she nails her first shot at goal. So as we get a look at this finish from Catlin, just it's the stretch out the end after she gets herself low body position to get the ball, and then stretching out. The referee in a great position to confirm an 8th try of the afternoon for Quins. They start from large at the pitch now, quite bathed in sun as it was before, a overcast kind of husky cloud. But now, still very warm conditions as we enter the last 10 minutes of the game. Rachel Burford back into the Harlequins setup, so the player advantage for them at the moment. Not too long to go.
6, stay down. Thank you, 6.
Katie Dugan's arrival. Green to the line. Here is Burford back on the pitch, back right in the heart of action. Tackled by Hurd. Green looking for the looping pass and trying to find Bethany Wilcock, who was a bit disappointed to lose her place after along with Cal. She's got a hat-trick last week against DMP Sharks. Every time they take contact for the moment, Quins seem to make meters. Burford, fizz patch, really lightning one. Scott round the first challenge, then the offload.
Tackle!
Quins get themselves up to the 22.
No.
Hard work this from Gloucester-Hartpury. Lots and lots of tackling in the second half. They're still there, still around the fringes, still committed, still putting it in. Green looking for Myers. Looking to try and work it to the far side. And is this a ninth try? Well, we spoke about the commitment in defence as Wilcock looked to try and go through, but it was Bethan Lewis putting her body on the line and just stopping it out.
Yeah, it's a real tough shift now for Gloucester-Hartpury. They're actually allowing Harlequins to play, if I'm honest with you. They're not really putting pressure on them. Kind of that mindset to get up in the line time and time again is so hard. But we just found out the attendance.
We'll try and get the attendance confirmed. 4,837. Superb attendance, not quite up to the 5,000, but one or two whispers that might be reached today, but still.
Back from Gloucester.
It's a great record for women's rugby. To get this for a club game is absolutely phenomenal. If this could be week in, week out for women's sport, it is definitely on the up. It's just about getting people through the door and getting the word out there. It's kind of always a vicious circle between media and what's put out there. It's so difficult.
Over 300 though added to that domestic record, which they already held. As Quins go in for another one. Jess Breach, well, managed to be grabbed by the shirt of Emma Singh. And as we approach the last 10 minutes, Heather Fisher, I think it's time for you to reveal the player of the match. So a number of impressive performances.
So, who's impressed me? Do you know what? Kerry Lodge has actually impressed me, because for me, she's really orchestrated, if that's the right word to use, the Gloucester-Hartpury squad. I think she's been, really key in the whole thing.
No, you must
Breach,
go back if she's
as
there.
always, does what she does best, finishes really well. Great consistency, great ball transfer, great runs. She's on the end of everything, but they've also kept out the game in the second half quite well. Emily Scott, I think, has been absolutely on fire. Her footwork, her passing, her distribution, her awareness, her bossiness. We talk about it in the England squad, she's so bossy, but it works in her favour on the pitch. Rachel Burford distribution, but for me, the player who stands out, players say, oh, prop shouldn't be able to do this, prop shouldn't be able to do that. I'm just a back row, I'm just a forward. You're not just a forward, you have a job to do, and the more tools in that kit bag you can give, the better player you're going to be. So for me, the player of today is definitely Vicky Coimbra.
Well deserved as well, and perhaps a young Vicky Coimbra there enjoying a bit of ice cream. On the next those, but a very well deserved, impressive performance all round the park. You mentioned a try taken impressively, an assist as well. And Tyrrells Premier 15's player of the match from Heather Fisher.
Did I surprise you then?
Didn't surprise you, no. I mean, it was,
did you read my piece of paper?
Nick Keith, our pitch side report today, I think he was a big fan of her as well, as Quinn's trying to work it through his World Cup. Coming round the outside.
No, 10!
Just brought down. 10 metres away. Driven up through the middle from the forward.
Thank you.
Really turned it on in this second half. Up go the Gloucester-Hartpury line.
Release the ball, that's fine, thank you.
Crowd getting behind their team again. Offloads here, offloads out the tackle, they go towards the try line again. Just brought down, Captain coming in.
Don't go in.
Packer
come out.
Looking for the ball, wanting the ball. A whole pile of bodies before diving over, right through the back, off the ruck. Debbie McCormack has got themselves a ninth try, and Harlequins past 60 points.
Yeah, this second half has all been about Harlequins. They've been on top form, they've come out, you have the stoppage of play, heads could have switched off, but they've kind of switched on. They've got the job done, they're kind of a classy act, they've got a great balance of their back line playing the hands, they're running and passing at speed has been literally so clinical today, and they're forwards doing what they do best. But they've also got a great game in terms of the kicking game, they've got a good all-round game, they've literally set the bar really high today. They've been very impressive.
Scott then, Emily Scott that is. The second kick of the afternoon. Stabbed kicking technique from Scott, not quite successful that time, remains at 62 points to 0.
I bet she couldn't do that again though, could she? If you say, go on, kick the post again, do it again.
Just confirmation, the Tyrrells Premier 15's player of the match, Vicky Coimbra. Really impressive. 70 off minutes for her.
Can they still stay contested in the scrums?
Around the stadium.
Thank you.
Waiting for some replacements and final changes before Kerry Knight gets us going. A hard old slog for Gloucester-Hartpury, who've been one of the best teams in the Tyrrells Premier 15s this season. Competed pretty much every game with the best, and there's a break through the middle. Tove Vixen, a Swedish international.
Ball's gone, thank you. Well
really impressive consistency from Quinns throughout the game, intensity to keep up this play and this desire to keep playing. Green now, forwards, runners inside and out. She goes to the inside, looking for the ball back from McCormack, who was, and they would have been forward if she had managed to get it. Gloucester-Hartpury with the ball, perhaps one last chance to play, one last bit of magic, possibly, as Hurd goes for the kick. Burford,
back from Quinns.
You've got to say, the battle of the 212s today, I know she's been in a dominant team, Rachel Burford, but she's really impressed in that back line. Coming forward again, Harlequin.
6 this way,
placing it down. Riley to Green. Back round, here is that player in the match, Coimbra, offloading to Scott. Spots the gap. Here is Emily Scott, can she make it 10? Scott just unable to get round the challenge of Singley. Loopy pass.
on now, Red.
Packer, I think, could do with a slightly smaller shirt, the replacement scrum half. It's quite baggy on there as Burford goes for the measured kick over the top, but this one was well read by Emma Singh.
Well taken away, called it.
She thinks that's baggy. She should have been around 10 years ago when you had...
Might be cotton numbers.
You got it. You got it.
As soon as they got a bit of rain on them.
You got it.
Can't go, someone on your back. Back in the good old days, eh?
Now it's all about skin tight. No one's touching my shirt.
No one's touching my shirt. No one's getting you. No one should be able to scrap you because it's so skin
Last
tight.
play. Last play.
So last play of the game as we, I think, pretty much approach 80 minutes. So just a guideline here. We're with the referee's clock. Of course, with that.
So you're changing to 4 or 5?
Time down for the
4. Drop one out.
injury to Bethany Randall.
Thank you. I say Quinn, set the gap.
Quins have actually only got 14 players on the pitch at the moment, according to the referee, we're being told. So that line out.
It's not straight and accident offside. That's
quite going to plan. And the referee says that is that. So a bit of an anti-climax to the end of the game, but it's been a superb afternoon for Harlequins Ladies. A record domestic attendance here at the Twickenham Stoop. They've scored 9 tries in all, 62 points to 0. They beat Gloucester-Hartpury Women, and they will head for a home semi-final in the Tyrrells Premier 15s playoffs. They will face Loughborough Lightning. Saracens Women will face Wasps FC. We'll get confirmation of those on Monday, but the 4 tries in the first half securing the bonus point, 5 tries in the second half, 62 points to 0. And Heather Fisher, your thoughts on what was a really impressive performance from this Quins side?
Yeah, to be fair, I've been really impressed with them. I think it's been an absolutely standout, world-class game of rugby, to be fair. And if people say that women can't play rugby and young girls shouldn't, this is just a game to watch. It's been so skillful. You've kind of got players around the park literally nailing all skills from kicking to passing. And I know, people kind of are so quick to slate the women's game, but for me, it's been a real good clinical game of rugby. It's been brilliant. It's been such a hard day for Gloucester-Hartpury. It must be really hard. They've had a real hard, tough season, but they're a young, developing team. In a couple of seasons' time, this team will be firing. But at the moment, Harlequins are literally on top form.
Well, we've seen an impressive performance from Harlequins Ladies, all of the match day 22, but one player stood out. The Tyrrells Premier 15's player of the match is with Nick Heath. Here's Vicky Corner.
Well, here with the Tyrrells player of the match and Premier 15th player of the match, I should say, Vicky Cornborough. You just said before we came down here, oh my goodness, I've just seen the scoreboards. Good effort, right?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant performance from us. I think it just goes to show that we pulled together a full 80-minute performance. We used all of our bench, and it was definitely a whole team effort today.
Yeah, 31 points in the first half, 31 points in the second half. That'll do.
Yeah, how's that for continuity?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a home semi-final against Loughborough Lightning. What prospect does that face?
Well, we knew that we're getting to the business end of the season. We've come back into the last two games of the league, and we really wanted to finish the league on a high and really stamp our mark for that home semi-final. Playing at the Stoop is such an honour, and look at the crowds around today. It's been unbelievable. We want to now replicate that for the semi-final, and the stakes have now just got all that much higher.
Yeah, they certainly have. Over 4,860 people here. A word on the support you've had this afternoon, and the fire and the flames and everything.
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. So we've been talking about the game changer for months and months and months now, and it's a real statement of intent from Harlequins, just to show how far women's rugby has gone. And so events like this, let's see more of them. Like today, playing is such an honour at the Stoop in front of this kind of crowd, and long may it continue.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Well, I can now present you with the wonderful, oversized packet of Tyrrells Crisps. You are the Tyrrells Premier 15's player of the match. Congratulations, Vicky.
Yes, thank you.
Great to hear from Vicky Cornborough there, and just speaking about not only the performance this afternoon, but just the whole day and the whole event. The final huddles, Harlequins Ladies, of course, will now head into the playoff semi-finals in a couple of weeks. Gloucester-Hartpury Women's season is over. Susie Appleby just having a word there. They're all going round and having a round of applause. End of a long season. It's always something to celebrate. Good, bad, however you've done. It's been a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, and there was a tackle at the end towards by Bethan Lewis, because It was a commitment throughout the whole game. We'll get another word from the Harlequins Ladies pack, but Heather Fisher, just a word on the day today. We've been mentioning it so much throughout this afternoon, but as everyone makes their way home, it's just been a real sort of, I don't know, just defining day, a kind of big day, and something that, as we mentioned before, we hope this now becomes the norm in the future.
Yeah, I think you can't underestimate a crowd. Like, the guys, week in, week out, have tens of thousands of people watching them, and to run out on a field in the middle of nowhere on a dark, cold night or day and play a game in front of probably 2 or 3 people, it can be really demoralising. And the motivation, yes, you've got that inner motivation to do well and that pride within yourself, but that inner motivation is always there, but when no one's watching you, it's so hard. To have a crowd like this today just shows where women are going as a whole, women's sports going, and women's rugby's going. And you know what, to run out is like, wow, this is so cool and so incredible, and it just honours where the girls are at, and it honours where the game is at, and it honours England rugby, to be fair, as a whole.
Heather Fisher there. Let's continue getting the thoughts from the Harlequins Ladies camp. We had a word from Vicky Cornborough, but now Nick Heath is with the Harlequins Ladies joint head coach Karen Finlay.
Well, Karen Finlay's just having her hair done by Jess Breach as you come down to us. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Jess. Beautiful job. Karen Finlay, smiles on faces, 31 points a half. Happy day, right?
Yeah, I mean, really, really delighted. Delighted for the players. Delighted it's been a fantastic game of rugby for the sport, and to play in front of this amazing home crowd and really inspire the next generation of young girls that are coming through. Just job done. Really pleased.
Surprised that Gloucester-Hartpury didn't really manage to fire a shot?
Yeah, I mean, we never underestimated Gloucester-Hartpury. We knew they're a really, really good side. Probably a bit of luck in our direction. Unfortunately for Mo Hunt, obviously getting concussed there, I think that has a massive impact on them. It would have been really good for that battle to continue between her and Leanne Riley for the next 60-70 minutes of the game. But you know, you play what you've got in front of you, and in fairness to the girls, they absolutely executed in their individual jobs first and foremost today. So delighted. Yeah,
and the crowd as well, as you came over, you said the noise has been unbelievable. It's been quite an occasion.
Yeah, I mean, it's been glorious weather, that always helps, but there's got to be at least probably 5,000 people here today, and for that to be coming along, and also the mutual support from other women's sports that are here. You know, we've got netball here, we've got women's hockey, swimmers, you know, just the whole kind of female sporting community getting behind each other. It's just massively important. Yeah, it's exciting times for women's rugby.
And as a Scotswoman, I saw Jade Conkle come off. She was absolutely roasting. I had to tell her what the thing in the sky was called, but she was all right with that in the end. Loughborough Lightning then, home semi-final. What challenge will that pose?
Yeah, I mean, look, we wanted a home semi-final. Clearly, I mean, this is an incredible ground for us to be at, but that it's semi-final. You're going to get to the final. You've got to play the best, and you're going to have to beat the best. And that'll be a huge contest between us and Loughborough. They'll be real evenly matched, I think, in the set piece. And the backs definitely. I mean, our backs today have played really well. They've got an outstanding set of backs. It'll be a real big old humdinger, that.
Brilliant. Well, listen, we really appreciate your time, and well done on the win today.
Thanks very much. Brilliant.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Karen. Great to hear from two bits of the Harlequins Ladies camp. First Vicky Cornborough and then Karen Finlay, and what has been a very, very impressive afternoon's work for them. 62 points to nil, 9 tries scored, a bonus point win, securing a home semi-final. They will face Loughborough Lightning. Saracens women will then face Wasps Ladies in the other home semi-final, which will conclude on Monday. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Heather Fisher, thank you very much for your thoughts.
Thank you very much for having me.
We will hopefully hear from Heather for the end of the season as well. So that's just about it from us here in the Tyrrells Premier 15s. The final round of the regular season is done. We'll be back with you for the playoff semi-finals. Have yourself a very wonderful Saturday afternoon.